ndalama zonse mutumbalano masukwa kuchuluka pa mutupatu. Time is up, time is up. When you not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff, time is up, time is up. When you not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff. Kanizanu ndizo panda pindu anakulira miseu mwatu tikufuna chilengedwe cha topano osati mapoke tanu opindika ndalama. Listen to the cries, they're louder than your lies. You can't silence the truth. It's time for the youth. Time is up, time is up. When you're not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff, time is up, time is up. When you're not enough, time is up. For your lies and bluff. We rise, we stand, we fight together for the children, for a better forever. When you kunata pano, we take the rain. Tikonza jiko.
Na kwata problem nobu ngobu kabwalala ala baleiba baleiba abaleiba. No, be very clear.
I mean, there's ACC following. There's ACC following you. I mean, there's ACC following you, right?
But they can't never ACC. You know why?
Yeah, but you have.
Listen.
I've
been to ACC. I've been to police, I've been to DEC, I've been to OP, I've been everywhere talking about this.
Yeah.
On my Facebook page, I've been tagging the president, and that's my nature. I tag the president. Mr. President, come and say, $1 centro wa pero wa America CDF. I talked about it. I tagged. They threatened me to lunch. So I told my lawyer, be ready.
What happened with that? What happened with that story? It ended.
In the other constituencies, let me tell you what they've done. Next, when we come to discuss CDF, okay, nangolo tukala bekata. Ofo bachita, kwali bati bakaliati bapanga cooperative, babika mwabana, babika mwama neighbors, babika mwabepwa. But kaliati ewa poka. Filex kama constituencies. Kuchifu weko fili. And I have told them, we will come for you. Ulupalumolu inefi eludechita share CDF. I do not regret my talk because ninkwata evidence ka. Ngabali ntakanya. Ninkwata evidence.
So why don't you go forward with this evidence to the anti-corruption?
I have done that. I have done even ilibanji today. Na liwe ba ACC nje ba ACC. Mle itainene wakaire. Na mchocho ndi wakaire. I know mle ntinya chabale mibomfiafi pakuntinya. What you should do is kabiyeni na limepela ma evidence. Ero na baba alikuwa tama evidence. Fyonse balikuwa te fingi. But you know the answer they gave me? Some foolish answer they gave me. Sorry to use that word.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
Some foolish answer I was given was that if ilala fiamunda yanama, if you want de fikabuka.
A very good evening to you, our beloved president, the president of the Republic of Zambia, the best president in the world. Good evening to you. Good evening to everyone in this group. Good evening to the UPN. Please, the situation in Chawama is not very good. The report that is coming out from Chawama is not very, very good. The report that is coming out is saying that on the ground, we are not doing a lot. His Excellency, our dear President, can you believe that as we speak right now, over 400 youths that came to campaign in Chawama are now crying looking for a way, looking for just transport. They are not even talking about food, looking for transportation to go back to where they are coming from. And we are a party in power. His Excellency, money is released. A lot of money is released. Your blessing for Honorable Morgan is there. But the people that we are giving the money are not releasing the money for the campaign. His Excellency, Chitenges were released by your political advisor, Honorable Levin Goma. Chitenges were released to be given to the people. His Excellency, those Chitenges are nowhere to be found. His Excellency, as I speak to you right now, Mao Sampa, other PF political leaders, strong leaders, are in Chawama dishing out money, buying people, cooking food for people. His Excellency, these are opposition, but the party in power, on our side, there is nothing happening. All the money that was released for this campaign have all been squandered. His Excellency, as I speak to you today, if you doubt me, pick up your call, your phone, or send the OP, Office of the President, to go to the ground and get verified information from the mobilization committee. They will tell you that what is happening is unbelievable. His Excellency, we are going into the general election. If we work in this way, it's not going to be good. There is a lot of saboteur and saboteuring work going on. I don't know if people really want Morgan to win or to fail. All the resources that was released by you, by well-wishers, campaign materials, His Excellency, is so bad that over 200 people were sharing one chicken, His Excellency. Over 200 people. I am giving you a report that is verified. Over 200 people were eating one chicken, just one chicken. And His Excellency, election is on Thursday. Our people are not happy in Chawama. I beg you, His Excellency, Chawama election is the final burial ground for the opposition. That is where PF and East Alliance, Tonse Alliance, will be buried if we win the Chawama election. Psychologically, if we win that election on Thursday, we have finished the opposition. But if the opposition wins Chawama, it will give them the courage to regroup and they fight for the August election. And it will not be good for us. His Excellency, in your mercy, His Excellency, in your mercy, in your power, please find time to pass through Chawama tomorrow.
Nasira is packing and going, and she has already packed. She's in South Africa. She's not coming back. Whether she likes or not, by next week she must pack out of Parliament. Go forever. If she's not, we are suing her. I'm winning, I'll be minister. When I become minister with my cousin, with my PS,
my country Santa, rest in peace. Abana babyo bari umwana wa Sara ezigarungo pwali Chester Kamata Kindange Sonda nakasake mwali uyo alalila uyo chikongo mwitaje uyo alalila mayo chikongo mwitaje ashala na la 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 na la 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 na apomule vito na no mo bikembo na popela mole pala meshiyalifika hospitali muchalo balipanga shopping mozi emayo yeah chocho ingane for etigalungu chesta chipwanyeko apomule bitoma nabino mumubitepo yopopela mole palama nabino mumupaleko etigalungu chakwalungu somebody back up to the gun that don't know who you
Good day and thank you for joining us on this day, Friday. The UPND were mocking me that ne win iota tualale pa Facebook ya kwa Mwamba tamualale. You know, we've had so much bad news over the last 4 years. Sometimes when there's an occasional issue like when we won Petauke, or is it Msanzala, when we win these by-elections despite the challenges, it's what's called a morale booster. It doesn't mean the challenges have gone away. No, not at all. It doesn't mean that the issues we complain about have disappeared. And it doesn't mean that we've won the elections. This is just an election is won battle after battle. The battles make the war. You can win battles and lose the war. So you shouldn't lose sight of that. So thank you to the team in Chawama led by Honorable Given Luwinda for that win. I thought that we should have this opportunity to analyze Chawama. We analyze Kasama. And what does this mean for the opposition? What does it mean for the ruling party? We are mere pundits, analysts. We can have it right, we can have it wrong. I still feel very strongly that the opposition must come together. Even if the other members of the opposition performed poorly and our people ignored them, I still think that the opposition must work together. Remember at the beginning of this program, when the nominations were done in Chawama, I presented a very, very worrying and negative report that this will affect our win. Yes, when they are divided, you know, look at Chawama. Our candidate, Bright Nundwe, very, very strong candidate. I'll come to him. But the other candidate, first Munda Morgan from the UPND, has been a grassroots guy from BCC and Chivolia. I've known him from his youth days. But whether he has graduated to be a leader, that's another matter. But that's a ruling candidate. But Mulenga Davison, who was our DC, is quite strong in Kasama. He scored 1,534 votes. Mutete Muhammad, although he performed very poorly because I think he was standing on a poison chalice, the National Congress Party of Pastor Chanda, is also a strong candidate. He was a councillor and is CDF chairperson. So for me, that information was very apprehensive. So as we discuss what happened in Chawama and Project Kasama, we'll look at the facts as they emerged. So as I come back, let's now delve deeply into this program. Share the broadcast. Remember, we delayed this broadcast because I was giving room and chance to my dear brother, Brian Mundubile, who has launched his program called BM Unfiltered. Do I have his promo here? I'll look for his promo. He has launched something called BM8, and it will be coming every Friday. So because it was an inaugural launch, I thought I could give him chance and time so that we don't divide the audience. And I thought I also needed to see what he was doing with BM8. So congratulations, BM8, for joining the social media platform. The other time when Makebi Zulu was appearing on Prime TV, remember we also delayed the program by over an hour. It could be late for you, but sometimes it's just necessary that we do this. If we advocate for working together, for collaborating, we should demonstrate it on this platform. So we started late because we had given a chance to Brian Mundubile, who was launching his BM8 Unfiltered. Let me look for his advert and then we can play it. Then we go back, we go to the details of Chawama and Project Kasama and speak to the 2026 general elections. Share the broadcast, share and tell us where you are calling us from. Make your comments. Let's delve into these matters.
Michael Chirifiasata, rest in peace. Abana babyo povari. Umwana wa sala etika lungo pwali. Chester, Kamata, Kindange. Sonda, Nakasake mwali. Uyo. Alalila. Uyo. Chikongo mwikade. Uyo. Alalila. Mayo. Chikongo mwikade. Ashala na la la la. Na la la la. Na chikula. Apomule vito. Basata batata twaliluka Mudushira etigarungu Nena mwana wa mulungu Kwa uninumba kukalale Bashobele numba wanalale Manifesto PF Bambia bafiko kumaefu Shimone misebo bali anshika Masikuzi kumeshi yadifika Hospitals mchalo bali panga Shopping mwazi emayo Chikongo mwikande Chocho Ingande For etigarungu Chester, Chipuanyemo Apomule vito, veno mumu vitepo Yopo pele mole palaba, veno mumu paleko Tekalungu, Eltriquite, Chakwalungu, Eltriquite, Tekalungu, Eltriquite, Chakwalungu, Eltriquite, Eltriquite Somebody baba up to the gun, the number one Uyo Eltriquite, Eltriquite, Uyo Alalila, Uyo Chikongo mwikade, Uyo Alalila, Mayo Chikongo mwikade, Ashala na la la la, na la la la, na shipula Apomule vito, veno mumu vitepo Yopo pele mole palaba, veno mumu paleko Tekalungu, Eltriquite, Chakwalungu, Eltriquite, Tekalungu, Eltriquite, Chakwalungu, Eltriquite
Very good with the boss. Minene amet.
I'm a glass to me.
Oh, I'm a glass.
$18,096 votes were cast. I therefore declare that the said Mundo Bright B to be this day duly elected as member of Parliament.
For far too long, Zambia has been governed for the few and not the many. Words have filled the air, but actions have been scarce. I am Brian Munduvile, and I'm running to serve the people of Zambia, not just politics. I know you've all seen the flood of trending stories and news on social media. Quick, flashy, and often unverified. Entertainment is one thing, but when it comes to information that shapes your life, your future, and the direction of the country, compromise is not an option. That's why we created this platform, BM8, a place where you get authentic information and not distractions from social media. And so I ask you to join the BM8 movement by simply registering below. And together we can build a Zambia that works for all of us.
Thank you very much. Who are the winners in these elections? Let's see who the winners are in this election. I'll show you by slides who I think were, by short video and by slides. Let me look for the first slide. Who are the winners in these elections? Well, number one winner, his influence remains solid over the country. He could be gone, he could remain unburied, but President Edgar Lungu is still influencing, from beyond. He's still influencing from beyond. How you treat him, whether you bury him or not, he will continue to influence how we deal with our politics. So the biggest winner in this election will demonstrate that he's still of very big influence on the state of our country, on what will happen in 2026, remained former President Edgar Lungu. Both parties must see how they can handle the matters regarding Edgar Lungu. If the PF and PF factions, their entire fight you can see is around Edgar Lungu. The ruling party have continued to demonize him in death. We saw even dirty remarks against the late president in Chawama. Well, the way you treat the matter regarding the late president will affect this election. Who were the second winners in this? Let me look for a slide to the second winner in this election. The second winner in this election is Bright Nundwe. Let me speak briefly about Bright. Bright started pursuing Chawama, seat in 2011. He was among the aspirants in 2011. But of course, it was given to Edgar Lungu, who had been waiting for it since 1996. Remember, the late president started pursuing this seat in 1996 when he stood as an independent. In 2001, he stood under PF. In 2006, President Lungu didn't stand. He left it for Reverend Sampa Brett because President Michael Sata made a unilateral decision that he was going to feature women. So he featured Mumbipiri in Munali, Reverend Sampa Brett in Chawama, in Matero. He just unilaterally made that decision that he needed to empower women. So Bright again President Lungu waited in 2006. But finally, President Lungu got it in 2011. Bright Nundwe started his journey in 2011. In 2015, January, when President Lungu became president and the seat fell vacant, Bright Nundwe again was a strong contender in that election. It went to our dear brother Lawrence Chalwe, who also has been waiting for that seat, who also is someone who has lived in Chawama for many years and has been a pillar to President Lungu and the Lungu families. Chalwe was now given to stand, and Bright Nundwe stood aside. In 2021, again, Bright wanted it, but he was advised that there could be delimitation and he would go to Lundazi, I think his birthplace, and the seat was given to Tasila Lungu, the daughter of the late president, who had been councillor in the area since 2016. So Bright finally has gotten it almost 15 years later since he started pursuing this seat. So even when you are celebrating, you should remember that the PF had a very strong candidate in Bright Nundwe. In his own accord and in his own right, he was a very, very strong candidate. Who were the other winners in this election? Given Luwinda, acting president of the Patriotic Front and acting president of Tonse Alliance, he took a gamble. You know, Tonse was attacked, Tonse was divided, but he stood with the candidate of Bright Nundwe. There was an issue of the two candidates between Bright Nundwe and Mutete Muhammad. I think a decision was made that whatever the issues, I think Tonse and the PF had picked Bright Nundwe, and the entire forces should be marshaled around Bright Nundwe. A very good, sober decision that was made by Given Luwinda. There were attempts to say maybe some party structures, especially after the polling, there were some party structures of Chawama went with Mutete Muhammad. There were a lot of concerns. Can we suspend them? What do we do? They've gone against the rank. What do we do? Given Luwinda held fort, acted with restraint and launched in a campaign. And another winner is Mal Samp. I haven't put his pictures and others such as Dr. Chimbaka Mbwili. These are winners in this process of the election. Let me come back to the UPND.
Michael Chirifiasata, rest in peace. Abana babyo povari. Umwana wa Sara Edgar Ngopwali. Chester, Kamata, Kindange. What? Sonda. Nakasake wali. Uyo. Alalila. Uyo. Chikonko mwikade. Uyo. Alalila. Mayo. Chikonko mwikade. Ashala na la la la. Basata batata twali lubuka Wazushira eti karungu Nena yuni mwana wa mulungu Kwa uni numba kukalale Bashobele numba wanalale Manifesto ika IPF Bambia bafiku kumaefu Shimone misebo bari anshika Masikuzi kumeshi yadi fika Hospitals mchalo bari panga Shopping mozi ye mayo Chikongo yeah Chocho Kindanye For eti karungu Chester, Chipwanyemo, Apomule Vito, no Momo Vitepo, Yapopele Molepalaba, no Momo Paleco, Chikalungu, Eltriquite, Chakwalungu, Eltriquite, Chikalungu, Eltriquite, Chakwalungu, Eltriquite, Eltriquite. Somebody back up to the gun, the number one. Oh, yo. Eltriquite, Eltriquite, oh, yo. Ashala na la 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 na shipula.
Thank you very much. I was demonstrating that Bright Nundwe has been a very strong candidate. He's been pursuing Chawama by-election since 2011, to my knowledge. And I was giving an example of how, for example, President Lungu pursued Chawama from 1996 when he stood as an independent. In 2008, President Lungu joined the UPND and Mazoka, very good friends. 2001, when Mr. Sata formed PF, President Lungu left UPND. Many people don't know that small history, that President Lungu was part of the founding members of UPND. They've no idea, but he was among the early members of the UPND in 1998. But in 2001, when his erstwhile friend, who was with the MMD, finally left the MMD and formed a political party, President Lungu marched with Michael Sata. 29 days they participated in the 2001 elections. Honorable President Edgar Lungu and Sylvia Chalikosa, she participated in the election. She stood in Munali in 2001, and the party was only 29 days old. But that's how far President Lungu came marching with Michael Sata. In 2006, President Michael Sata made a unilateral decision. In 2001, Edgar Lungu tried to contest under the PF that seat. He didn't do very well. In fact, in 1996, he had done far better than in 2001. 2006, a unilateral decision was made by Mr. Sata. Only women were featured in Lusaka, in Mandevu, in Munali, in Chawama, in Matero, and the candidates who were aspiring for those positions were set aside. And in 2011, finally, President Lungu was given that position. That was the first walk with Bright Nundwe. He started his race in 2011. In 2015, when the late president died, Bright participated in the race. It was given to Scharu, again, another long-time member of the Patriotic Front in Chawama and a former councillor under PF. So it was just reasonable that Scharu gets it, who then became a minister. Come to 2021, Bright Nundwe wanted to go back to Chawama. And in the intervening period, remember, he was made permanent secretary for Copperbelt. And then there was talk of delimitation and that he would go to Lundazi. So, but the delimitation process didn't take place, and Bright waited. So in 2021, he tried to participate, but Tasila, who had been a councillor, who was very good with charity work, distributing shoes, interacting with the community at local level, without even seeking media bliss and media attention. She worked very strongly with the community in Chawama. She could have been the president, the daughter of the head of state and president, but she worked on her own. And remember, she had reason to become a deputy mayor in the council chamber. So when she aspired to be the MP, Bright Nundwe, fell off, and the seat went to Tasila. So it was only natural for people that know the history that sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes it has to pass you by. And my encouragement to Colonel Mulenga Davison, who has gone to Citizen First, and to Mutete Muhammad, learn from the lessons of both Edgar Lungu, who started pursuing that seat from 1996 until he got it almost 15 years later. Learn from Honorable Chalwe, who also waited. It passed him in 2006, in 2011, and he finally got it in 2016. Wait for it, like Bright Nundwe waited from 2011, almost 15 years. The young man has finally gotten it. So patience is also required in the manner that we do politics, especially if we are young. Let me speak briefly about Tonse. And just unsolicited advice on top of my head. Tonse will build and end careers. That's my warning. The activities we've seen by Zumani Zimba, literally betraying the memories of the late president, engaged in craftsmanship to divide the PF away from Tonse, who begin and end careers. For those that want to participate in Zumani's process, I wish you well, but I can warn you that this will end career. It might have no impact on Dan Pule, who's an outsider. It might have no impact on KBF, who is an outsider, who runs his own party as a registered party. But it might be harmful to any of PF members who wishes to participate in that process. That process is illegal. Zumani is attempting to take away he's not even attempting to take away the Patriotic Front. All of us are waiting for this conference where Brian Munduvile, Mutoto Kafwae, Emmanuel Mwamba, Given Lubinda, Joseph Wheeler, where Makebi Zulu, where all of us at Chimbaka Mbwili, all of us are here. There have been 2 attempts. One was by Robert Chavinga, by Mao Sampa. He went alone and he tried to recreate the PF. It didn't work. Mao Sampa is back in the fold and is quickly rehabilitating his image amongst PF loyalists, especially with the work that he has pushed in Chawama. Whatever damage he did, even if we blame him that we are where we are, but you can see that Mao Sampa has taken huge steps to step back. We will see where it goes, especially with the court process. But for those that want to willfully and playful play with their careers, with what Zumani is doing, I wish you luck. I wish you luck. I gave a strong criticism in 2021 because my colleagues were accusing me that I boast that I was the chief critical person in the 2014 elections and 2015 and 2016 elections. So they decided to exclude me from the process. I said, no problem. And I started aspiring for Kasama, and every time I was in Zambia from Ethiopia, I'll just travel straight to Kasama. But when things were bad, 60 days before election, and they brought me to provide some advice. And of course, one of the key issues is that State House had taken over the functions of the party secretariat. Although many people blame Davis Mwila. Yes, you can blame him, especially for because he was SG and the process was dirty in the nominating of candidates, which even brought out this issue of independence, which can be blamed both on State House and the Secretariat. Is that State House took over the functions of the Secretariat. Why? Because the money is with party activities, whether it is media, whether it's party mobilization, whether it's printing of party regalia. The money, the biggest money is with the political party and political activities. So there is a tendency, and people never learn, including the UPND, from the history where the MMD in 2011, remember they dressed every tree, they've dressed every bicycle across the country. They had so much material. But at the time was that State House and the children of the late President Rupia Banda, had taken over the functions of the Secretariat. So now our Secretariat, we made similar mistakes in 2021, where the bulk of the resources was handled by a few aides. And they will not surrender that money. It's to their benefit that they are carrying out those functions. So when you begin to see Levi Ngoma seeing chiefs, organizing youths, organizing students, organizing some corrupt church organization, venturing out in by-elections, it's nothing about working hard. It's the kasaka behind, the money behind. Because when you raise money as State House, you are now supposed to give it to your Secretariat so that they can carry out the functions for which they are designed for. Besides, they are the Secretariat. They've got mobilization chair, they've got chairperson for elections, they've got all these people. But State House has a habit of hijacking this. So we saw that. So to Tonse Alliance, it will build careers and it will kill careers, and watch where you are. I would want to use my platform, I would want to use my relevance to speak to both parties. Professor Dan Pule, someone I know from the 90s, when I got born again, I came to North Mid Assemblies of God. But I had dalliances. I went to his church in 1994. He used to bring those powerful evangelists, and we were meeting at Intercontinental. So he's like my spiritual father. I will find time to speak to him. The path they've taken is a path against the people of Zambia. Zumanzimba, I don't know what he's doing, just like I had difficulties with my dear brother Sean Tembo. He even wanted to come to this platform. I said, but there are these issues we need to deal with, Sean. So it's just imperative that we reconcile. The PF, their signed document, is the anchor party to provide the presidential candidate. If you want to break those key pillars of the PF, you want Tonse to be democratic, bring everyone together and amend the constitution in a proper legal way. Otherwise, this Tonse, our people are seeing at them, and you can see from Chawama. Look, Mlenga Davison is their son. Mutete Muhammad is their son. Munda Morgan is their son. But they knew who was carrying the vision for the late President Edgar Lungu. They knew who was, supporting Tarsila Lungu. And they decided to strengthen the party that is under so much attack. Legal, political, criminal attacks. The PF is under assault. And the people of Chawama saw through all that maze and picked a candidate. This reminds me of what happened in Malawi. In Malawi, people of Malawi were crying every day. There were presidents in the race. There were vice presidents in the race. And they kept on saying, colleagues, can you unite? You are going to divide the vote. And in the end, there was no division of vote. The people just unilaterally voted for that old man, 84-year-old former president. And they left young, youthful, vibrant, with a good future. They abandoned them. And they just unilaterally congregated around one candidate. We have seen it in Chawama. Despite the duplicity and numerosity of many candidates, our people just went and gathered around Bright Nundwe. And like I said, if the problems and fears of rigging gone away, no, we actually witnessed them. You saw where Celestine Mukandila confronted a woman that had open marked ballots. How do you carry open marked ballots and you're wearing an ECZ regalia, ECZ uniform? Manipulation was there. There was that polling station that was opened. It was clearly illegal, but somehow they legitimized it and they had put it in a corner. The people of Chawama know where all the polling stations are. That polling station that emerged has never been there. There were concerns around it, and I think that ECZ still has a duty, let's just, I haven't opened the phone line, so please just hold on. I haven't opened the phone lines. Just hold on. Let me check. Is there anything? Is my volume not okay? I'm just checking. Nyalo Kola. I haven't opened the phone lines. Call just after 10 minutes. I'm still doing the analysis.
Okay, thanks, boss.
Yeah. Okay, so the callers kindly wait. I'll be done with the analysis. There are still threats of violence from the UPND. Our concern about this electoral process and why we need to emphasize in investing in voter protection, in investing in manning all the 12,150 votes is exactly that. Our electoral system is somehow foolproof and is among the top 5 in Africa. But over the years, institutions and political parties have found a way of manipulating it. Remember, like it is in Zimbabwe, you count at the polling stations. But what emerges is that even if you count at the polling station, If you are not present, first of all, if you are not present to monitor that party, that election as a party agent, is that the results can be manipulated by those officers because they are usually associated with government. They are either intelligence or they are teachers, or in many cases they are those that the Electoral Commission recruits just for the sake of that election. So they are amenable to abuse if you are not watching them, as we saw yesterday. So although the process is foolproof, you count at the polling station, you have to ensure that you are present when it's counted. Then there's another weakness, where ballots and results are taken from the polling station to the totaling center. Again, abuse takes place in between because no one is allowed other than the ECZ and the police. So if the police has gone rogue and they are partisan, if ECZ is gone rogue and is partisan, a manipulation and process can take place there. Hello, caller. Good evening. Oh, my dear brother, I'm still analyzing, but you are a special person as a member of Central Committee. Just make your contribution. You can help with my analysis, but I'm still analyzing. But you can, you Kebimbewe, you can speak.
No, thank you very much, Ambassador. I really appreciate for this program and the way you are analyzing. But I want to raise a point to add on the danger of misleading the people by dividing Tonse into two with impunity. When the truth is known that our signature of how we are going to remember Edgar Chagwa Lungu in his life, he left us with Tonse. Tonse is purely genesis of Edgar Lungu.
It's a PF project.
And for those,
it is a PF project.
And for those who, come again?
It is a PF project.
And it is a PF project. And for those who claim to add on what you are saying, to say Tonse can wake up and then members begin to expel PF from Tonse. It's unacceptable and it's out of evil. Because PF under Tonse, PF invited everybody, whoever is there today, they were invited by PF so that we can come together because Edgar Chagwa Lungu believed in unity. And I want to say what you said again. My fellow members of Central Committee, I want to give you a free advice on this platform to say, stay away from that dirty from Zumani. Stay away. Stay away, save your face. Politics with frustrations, they result to misery. Unless you want to do that. So, Honorable Ambassador, really, Tonse belongs to PF. And as I speak now, Tonse has never been splitted because Tonse, it is what it is. And Tonse will remain Tonse under the leadership of Given Luminda at the moment. Anything that is out of Given Luminda's leadership at the moment, anything that is not Tonse under PF. That is an illegal Tonse, and Tonse will remain Tonse. We shall remain in Tonse and bring other political parties that we work together until we get to where we want to go. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you, thank you. That's a dear brother of mine, Kebimbewe, and is a parliamentary aspirant, very close friend to the late president. They would eat in Shima together and would spend many days with President Edgar Lungu. Yeah, like I was saying, it's just buttressing my point. That's why I've said Tonse Alliance, depending on where you are, it will build or end careers. For those that want to take the gamble, I wish you well. But it might, our people can see through it. The way they saw through in Chawama, we analysts can even get it wrong. We are calling for unity. We are calling for you to unite. Our people ignored everyone else like they did in Malawi. I was just giving that example in Malawi. There were former presidents on that list. There were children of presidents on the list in Malawi. You know, very strong personalities. But the people of Malawi ignored all of them because they had been pleading, unite, unite. And the people decided to take a decision on their own. So Tonse has shown us. I know what caused the anger. Let me be very categorical because this program is taken very seriously and many people watch it. And sometimes they want us, even in our analysis, to be fair. They love this program because they know sometimes I have inside information that may not be available, that can enhance analysis. So when we were seeking unity with the opposition amongst ourselves, when Tonse was picking a candidate for Chawama, and there was an issue of NCP, but we said NCP has pulled out. Pastor Chanda is not behaving well. He's issuing statements attacking acting President Given Lubinda, attacking, it's not bordering well. Then in the same breath, he's praising UPND, he's praising Hakainde Hichilema, and he had even alienated our own firstborn of Tonse, Peter Oke, a member of parliament under NCP. That's our firstborn under Tonse Alliance. You know that JJ, the PF, played a key role to have that MP. And, oh my God, the callers, please kindly just wait. I will get back to you. It's disrupting my thought process. It's very important that Tonse, callers, I plead. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening, Mwamba.
Good evening.
Yes, Mama T here.
Mama T, I'm pleading that I finish with but quickly tell us what your thoughts are.
Okay, thank you so much. No, first I want to congratulate you for being there for Tonse and the PF family. We really appreciate you. Your programs has really helped us back home here. And I want to congratulate every member of PF and the Tonse Alliance. Okwebati, wane apa, tepa kuleka, tentu twalilile fine. Like you are saying, Mwamba, okwebati, members out there, people out there, they saw the signal and they understood to say, this is what is happening and this is what we should do. I should congratulate you, Chawama, for doing a very, very good job. Kuchawama Kulia. This is what we are talking about. As long as our leaders give us a signal to say, oh, we are moving with this vehicle and we are going to move with that vehicle, it doesn't matter which vehicle we are going to use as long as we liberate ourselves from this regime.
Thank you, Mama.
Background hapo tumfane ifyo fine bane na tumfane tutwalirira ifyo fine bachawama na bapela signal. Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I know this is your program, but just give me a minute. I finish my thoughts. So the current crisis that has caused division in Tonse, besides the previous tensions, was that when we pleaded with Tonse and other opposition that can we present a unified candidate? We have an idea of these three candidates who we think is a strong candidate. Socialist Party, Dr. Fred Membe, was gracious enough to stand down whatever candidate he was presenting. Citizen First, and I think Honorable Harry Kalabandi made his views public, expressed concern that the PF has been selfish. It asked other opposition to stand down. Like we asked him to stand down, I think, in Mwansabombwe. and Pambashe, where he could relatively be very strong because he comes from Luapula and, he's been working in Luapula. He stood down his candidates for PF and he was saying the PF is not reciprocating. And we are a few months from elections. I need to venture out. I can't keep on passing the opportunity to PF. Of course, Harry Kalawa and Dr. Fred Membe are not members of Tonse Alliance, but Tonse Alliance had dispatched Given Lubinda to speak to the other opposition leaders, and the strong ones were Citizen First and Fred Membe. So Fred Membe stood down his candidate, but also requested, though informally, because this matter, formally I think, because this matter came to the Central Committee of the PF, that then would allow either a Citizen First or Socialist Party candidate in Kasama. Then what happened is Citizen First proceeded to file their candidature in Chawama. So it was left with Fred Membe. So now there was that issue that can we use Tonse to pick a candidate who will stand on the special purpose vehicle of Socialist Party in Kasama. Now, remember, there is friction and issues around Tonse and Fred Membe and Socialist Party, because there was a time when Fred Membe applied to be part of Tonse. And then an audio leaked between Kelvin Kaunda and one of the senior officials at Socialist Party. That audio caused so much consternation, and the late president was still alive at the time. And then there was a picture at the same time that was released, because we had dispatched acting president Given Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda to this. There was a united front that was emerging that, colleagues, we need to present one candidate. And there was Lumezi by-election coming up. So Given Lubinda, Raphael Nakachinda went to that meeting of Fred Membe, Socialist Party, and other parties that were there. I think Moabi Lungu and his team were also there. And then the audio was leaked. And you know how quickly PF becomes angry. As you've seen over the years, the Patriotic Front is not on a piece of paper. It's in the hearts of people. If Karifia were PF, if you were my blogs, were PF wala Karipa. They accused Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda of acting, treacherously. You remember that Zumani, Sean Tembo, even began a process against Given Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda. That entire nonsense and misunderstanding had to be put down by President Edgar Lungu himself in May. And he actually reaffirmed that there was no way they could be disciplining or purporting to remove Given Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda. And he affirmed and reinstated that in his absence, Given Lubinda will be acting chairperson of Tonse Alliance. So with that background, and we are discussing Chawama, and Given Lubinda brings the issue of Socialist Party because of the good gesture they are done in Chawama, you can imagine the anger and rancor among some Tonse Alliance members. And they said, number one, why are we picking someone who's not amongst us? Because Socialist Party is not a member of Tonse Alliance yet. How could you pick Tonse? How could you ignore the members in Tonse to pick an outsider? So there was a big issue, and Lubinda demonstrated leadership. He says, okay, if the members won't take the proposal fair and well enough, let us put it behind us. If Tonse and Mr. Fred Membe wishes to apply formally, I think they should be encouraged to do that, because there's an election coming up, the big one, in 2026. That issue and those emotions, Zumani seems to have exploited them and has taken this move, like he did at the beginning, where he wanted to punish President, Given Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda for attending a meeting with the United Front led by Socialist Party president at the time, and then the audio leaked. Remember how he played on those emotions and attempted to remove Given Lubinda and Raphael Nakachinda. He's doing the same thing here, because Lubinda brought a proposal that can we consider a special purpose vehicle in Kasama by using Socialist Party who have replicated, who have honored our gesture in Chawama. Hence this chaos. So you have to see through the chaos to understand who's exploiting the emotions of our people. And remember, there is impatience for us to get a leader. True, there is impatience. Our people want a unified leader. Some people will take advantage of those feelings and attempt to give you a wrong candidate because of those feelings. Our people know, our people have been speaking, unite, and now you see every opposition is trying to have an alliance of their own. Andy Ford and Muhabi Lungu, they have their own alliance. Dr. Fred Membe has just joined. He has an alliance with the People's Pact, an NGO. Tonse Alliance also came up in the same manner. Why? Because there is a quest by our people that get a unified candidate. There's also a very big quest by even financiers and donors that, colleagues, President Hakainde Hichilema is not an ordinary candidate. He's got resilience, tenacity. He won an election from the opposition, beating a ruling party. What about now when he has levers of power and state institutions? You think if you're fragmented, you can beat him? The concern is genuine. So before I open the phone lines, let me just come briefly to another big lesson in this election. Is that whoever the PF has picked as a special purpose vehicle, it has worked. NCP in Petauke, an unknown party. Many of us were saying, why don't you get a strong party that is well known, maybe like FDD? No, we picked NCP, unknown, one-man party by our dear brother Pastor Chanda. Well, it scored big in Petauke and scooped that seat. And when FDD was picked in Chawama, it has scored. So what are the lessons as we go to Kasama? The lessons as we go to Kasama is that there are things that happened in Chawama. Some candidates stayed away from that process. There are some candidates you didn't see in Chawama. There are some candidates you are not seeing in Kasama. In Chawama, we are seeing Given Lubinda, Mao Sampa, and Chimbakambwede. In Kasama, from nomination, we are seeing Brian Mundubile, George Chisanga, and some MPs. You can see the fracture and division. My advice is, can we stand as one family when we go into Kasama? Can we reconcile whatever differences we have? We go into Kasama as one unified candidate. And Kasama would even require more work. Here, Chawama is a sprawling urban area with roads, tarmac roads leading you everywhere. It was easy to monitor. It was easy to send monitors. Kasama's rural part, that is quite difficult. Remember, Kasama as a district has two constituencies. It has Lukasha and it has Kasama. And this is a mayoral election. So you have two constituencies for the entire district participating in that election. It will be far difficult to monitor. It will be far difficult to secure the vote. It will be far difficult to campaign. If there is any election that can be stolen in your eyes, it's Kasama because of that logistical and structural nightmare. Levi Ngoma has pumped in a lot of money. He was buying our councillors at ridiculous prices. He has a lot of money. But as we've seen in Chawama, they spent almost 50 million kwacha. It got them nothing. The biggest winner in Chawama was, let me show you another biggest winner in Chawama, is this one. This is the biggest winner in Chawama other than Nundwe, ECO and Given Lubinda. This is another biggest winner.
Commander One.
We understand. They said he has grassroots supporters, and we understand they gave him 3 vehicles to attempt to swing Chawama. And also, they want him to proceed to Kasama. So he's the biggest winner. In a day's work, he earned himself a Ford Raptor and 2 other vehicles. Even before the MP has a vehicle, Innocent Karimanchi walked away with 3 vehicles. He's the biggest winner, one of the biggest winners in that election. Yeah. So we go to Kasama together. Kasama will be more difficult. The terrain is more difficult. My dear sister, Sibongile Mwamba has been in the area. She's a PF candidate, but she's supporting the UPND. And Levin Goma went with a bag of money. Let me just offer my 2 views. Or like I said, on the UPND, it's very clear. Batuke Menda and Gertrude Menda are passengers, like PF Davis Mwila and his team were passengers in 2021. The money, Akasaka, Karina Levin Goma. And like I said, what you see is that because there are students to manage, there are youths to manage, NGOs to manage, chiefs to manage, there are donations that the president makes to make. State House has a habit of keeping away the party, but that alienates the party from the grassroots, and people act, are constantly annoyed with the party, and they can frustrate it. And if there's an enemy within, it's usually the enemy from inside, because they can just cause your party to go into paralysis, to make the president hear what is on the ground, so they can punish you severely, where they all just sit and the president suffers a big embarrassment. Then he's forced to call them and understand. Because, these State House aides are very, very powerful. So they can end your career. They can have you removed if you criticize them. So they prance around, but the cost is terrible. The biggest liability with the UPND, we shouldn't forget, is President Hakainde Hichilema himself. He has divided the country, ethnic and tribal divisions. He has introduced very strong regional politics. All his appointments, all his entire government is tribal and political. He is living on broken promises because he has failed to fulfill the promises that were made in 2021. That's why now they are claiming that mini hospitals are theirs. We secured those 115 mini hospitals. There was a delay in construction during 2020 and the COVID crisis. How can they be yours? The agreements, money, everything was secured 2017, 2018. I'm laughing at them. The way President Hakainde Hichilema has passed these laws, cyber laws, and the constitution will continue to haunt him. So the biggest liability in the UPND remains President Hakainde Hichilema because of how he has governed us the last 6 months. My last words on ECZ is that there's delimitation of constituencies that is coming up. It's ending in April, and then there'll be confirmation of voters, a verification exercise. The seats will rise from 156 to 281 seats, including 40 that will be under nomination, either for youth, women, persons with disability, and the 11 that the president will nominate. We saw the UPND were throwing around their PVT that they had won elections. So their PVT was 40. The PVT they ran in Chawama was 40. So you need a properly invested PVT that gives you accurate figures. Like they say, giggle. Garbage in, garbage out. You get wrong numbers, people guessing because I've eaten money. Your outcome will be giggle. Garbage in, garbage out. We have 12,150 polling stations to man, secure, and ensure that our monitors are not chased. We saw the crisis in Chawama. A few people were attacked, but essentially, Celestine Mukandila and his team were on the ground supervising and checking. That worked. So you need to replicate that countrywide. In every polling station, the entire 12,150, they have to be coordinated in that fashion. The monitors, the PF is facing continuous attack. Remember, there are 2 court processes that should have been ready last week, and up to now they are not ready. There should have been a judgment in Kabwe. It is not out. There should be a matter before the High Court judge who's been handling the matters with PF. Again, the matter is not out. President Hichilema will keep on pushing a tab on the PF, push it to the brink. He doesn't want it to have a special purpose vehicle. Even when it gets a special purpose vehicle, there's an attack from inside the Tonse issue. That's why I said how you deal with the issue of Tonse will be career ending. Be careful how you fraternize with illegality. It may haunt you. Mwantu wakwalesa, let's open the phone lines. Nalanda sana. They can tumfe na imufi mulifo kulanda. The lines are now open. You can now speak to us.
For far too long, Zambia has been governed for the few and not the many. Words have filled the air, but actions have been scarce. I am Brian Munduvile, and I'm running to serve the people of Zambia, not just politics. I know you've all seen the flood of trending stories and news on social media. Quick, flashy, and often unverified. Entertainment is one thing, but when it comes to information that shapes your life, your future, and the direction of the country, compromise is not an option. That's why we created this platform, BM8, a place where you get authentic information and not distractions from social media. And so I ask you to join the BM8 movement by simply registering below. And together we can build a Zambia.
I'm a glass to me.
Oh, I'm a glass.
18,096 votes were cast. I therefore declare that the said Mundo Bright B to be this day duly elected as Member of Parliament.
The phones are buzzing, it's late, but let's hear from you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Ambassador, this is Alex. Good evening.
Good evening.
First and foremost, congratulations to the opposition for winning Chawama. Chawama means a lot to opposition, like the way you have explained earlier on, where the president Edgar Chagwalungu came from that constituency way back. But allow me to speak to two constituencies. Chawama and Petauke, well, they have now been won by opposition, which is PF bracket FDD today. But Chawama stands to be a very special constituency in the family of PF, because that's where the home ground, that's where the heart of PF today under the late president is. My main concern is the opposition. If you look at the numbers that have come on board from Citizen First and many others, if we can add all these numbers and cast them on opposition side who has won today, the numbers just way too far. I know UPND rigged in some point, but my call is let's unite. This win should not make other people the camp of Honorable Given Ruinda, congratulations, and the other camps to look so big and look down on the others, because they have the Zambian people on their shoulder. They have other opposition leaders on their shoulder, and many others who are looking forward up to them. Let's use this win to unite the people of the country. For UPND as a country, HH himself is not even ready to, is ready like other callers yesterday did mention that Dakwa Tensoni. This man, he's there to do nothing but to enrich himself and other people. So let us not forget this thing. He has got no any heart for the people. All what he wants is business as usual. He can even sell this nation for him to get. So my main call, as I said here early on, is for opposition to come together and unite and forge ahead. And let's all put our egos aside and identify one leader and go with that person. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from you. The lines are open. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba Sinyango Daniel.
Mr. Sinyango, please make your contributions.
Thank you. First and foremost, we want to thank the people of Chawama, because whether you like it or not, Mwamba, the Chawama by-election was imingala to propaganda to showcase their muscles after Bill 7. They wanted to see if now there's any opposition. Now, when it comes to Zambian politics, let's be honest to ourselves. There's only one big opposition party. And this came yesterday, we saw other selfish opposition parties fielded in their own people. And the people they fielded in were getting one vote. The other call that I will ask, Brian Mundabile, Makebi Zulu, PF is for both of you guys. So this thing of division within PF, you're not doing yourself a favor. Put your egos aside. Yes, you are competing for the seat to save the Zambian people under the PF ticket. So there's no way. PF, the founder of PF, Michael Sata, there's something about PF. PF is not about, it's not about a political party. PF is embedded in the people, and the people love PF. So now when it comes to Tonse, there's no way that Tonse, no, we will remove Tonse out of this. Then stay on your own, because there's no way you can say we don't want PF in the Tonse. Tonse is what makes Tonse is PF, because PF has got the majority of peoples. And then for us now, what I would advise the PF under the leadership of Bagiven Winda, if it means happen within 2 weeks, 10 clear convention, then whoever is going to be the winner, you can even work with like FTD, because there are so many court cases against PF. We've now seen that you are loved, and no one is going to take us and destroy what we want, the second independence for Zambia. This victory was so sweet, but there's more work to be done. Because you are the number one mouthpiece for the opposition under the leadership of PF. God bless you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Ambassador, Happy New Year from Italy here, John Mavo.
Mr. Mavo, my dear brother from Italy. London Power President, London Po.
Ambassador, I was watching FNM social media scrolling. Then yesterday, I was watching Machulifia Dayani, our fellow Zambian in the diaspora. So today he was complaining the loss your parliamentary seat, Chawama, yesterday. So today on his program, I called him because I wanted to understand, me believing that Zambia still has a lot of wise people. And so I called him on his program and I was asking him a question. I said, the Chawama parliamentary seat was held by a young female leader who is grieving her father, who happened to be the former Republican president, who has not been buried for 7 months. Do you look at this whole situation as normal, where you're even throwing emotions? I'm very sad, instead of feeling sorry for the country. Because to some of us, this is a very absurd situation. It's not even a situation like in the normal. That you to Alusa or Dawe, not to Ina or Shani. It's something you can't even fathom. So when I asked him, he digressed. He was saying, I'm more of a PF. Have courage, my brother. Don't be a coward. Just say you are in PF. Sure, are you married? He was digressing, bringing in trivial issues. And I was wondering, this is how low we have stooped, or as a country we have hit rock bottom, where kwa hiyo kutana ni fight ngatapoa kwa fewa ya kutaka kwa paper tano honorable Tasila Lungu ukubaleka shiri ukubaleta, because so far as a nation, regardless of our political affiliation, PF, UPND, SP, Shanshan, as a country, that country had a widow to the court, a widow, a form of like first family to court in a foreign land. Okay. Then they notified the parliamentary seat for the daughter of a former head of state who is late. Another blow as a country. So I remember I was wondering, like, what's happening in our country? Sure. Sure. And I go, So now today I will vent this out now. Could be Ambassador Mwamba. One day I feel very disoriented. I'm a proud Zambian, but I'm feeling really disoriented. I never thought Fika Ambassador. Whoever are the leaders, born leaders who God has chosen to be leaders, who don't bring shame and disgrace to a nation, I'm wanting to prepare because what's happening is unprecedented. Whoever messed up or is messing up the nation, let's have a party ambassador.
Thank you very much. We have so many callers. Be brief, just to allow as many people to participate as possible. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Bamunkonge mwabombeni.
Yeah, Ambassador, na isansum pare kufepano no pantu wami. Boto abana bena pa platform apataba ishwa tanga pa PF. Nara wele la pepano na NCC Ambassador ngamwa ucha NCC nshita abana maso kucha. PF yali ku position but elio ba kusatawala ndiro kwebati. Chilefo MP uli kwa chita participate NCC because abena Zambia bale tuletu bale fuwa afingi. Chile mpia ila budget na ikurasho bakara pera abakara ikara pafuna. So MP nyo abampate ani abera muko bombera abantu. It's power to the people. Chilefo MP uli kwa mu parliament. Ngamwa kushaire nshita era kwa ndaba mabana rumango kwa kawangwa sai. Palisa bauli umwela kuchifuna uli kwa liba NST mwansa kwali uli omwela wa nchile bati PFP ambassador ngamule ucha inshina my elections tara kitashani inshina my elections na yapi by election tetive but basatawala ndoko bata ama mpizo onse no ayaku NCC nishi teshire mukubombera abantu pali yenshitanga mwalo lishafo ya ishire ba parties kwali PFP abene bambo kuita PFP pakurande chondera nda kwali barubinda bali kwa experience ikulu sana yakwe bati teti bati disappoint ama principles ya party but kuti bati ta ofendi umuntu but barubindo kulingana n'ukuna beshiba ukuchita betray principles of the party chashupa sana so inalinga ama issues ngalefu ndakonga sana kuli barubindo fe balera ndapo most of the time turabachita mislead but barubinda I trust teti bati betray ama principles ya patero kwisa ambassador pamula ndo ndarama abantu nga bachinja mano ambassador ndarama tashibomba narambira mu Lusaka example ba GPM na barubinda mwali ishbe byatike iro yemwe mti ya bomfeshe ndarama ba GPM bali foresha ama jinga kuri barubinda ba barubinda tabakwete mpye bali sawa inangana yakuchuna buli kwali ba Charles Kapekeri bali kwete ama koporo ama buses yalya aya kweba tukulia kuchuna buli kulia kubugwe takwa yako billions but wali minine against na mutaba mwali wa ba PF wa minine pali basato akweteka ka monto kaka kweba ti 3 kilometers kafire kashima mwambo kupampinga yaro mama koporo yalepita nabantu baleyimba bali kusha mama koporo anda barapi but fishi fya ishire chitika Dr. Mutaba Mwali ali sasa papa Charles Kapekere abali nempia ishingi sana na sumpara ukaso pamulando wandarama ichiri pofi hapa kuikatana because warawa nensa wakwetendarama the way benga tuchitira mu defeat kubo mfyendarama shabo ukuleta ekimfurunganyo ko muberere but roshire ndarama shabo tete bali abashobo byo kuchinja amano y'abantu so pambi pena bamwamba ko ndefo okulanda ko fi ndemo na fimo ifire isa ifya kweba timbi tete fibe wino sana bamwamba so mwebali mupepi na mwebali mukatika ka butungurushi please ifo singenyu kwa mbokumana because why narandirefi bambi aba candidates abe minine ababe minine tabakwete patience ya kwebati kwali ba candidate nawo kwa tendarama but nga wamone finto fire chitika tawabonze shire ndarama ngavula fine ba GBM bali lolere after basepa kuli ba Rubinda barolera ba join na PF na barolera nti kwa saba by election kasama centro basevya chimboro kwali okuba chita expel mu party ba GBM fine baba po finto fine fira iranga nga twakonka ama history no mbaini akofe ndemo na pali presidential candidate kuli bama inspiring candidates abashire konke nshitofo yenda barefo okubomvya strength yabo ifyo chifyatpero washa pantanji because structure PF of naishiba we candidate nga walimina there is no way wa mukuchita create ama nani kana structures kuli abantu babira baregister create ama structures kurwa pura na ku Northern Province shabarumbire pama candidates baretangalira yali ama structure which means it can be danger to our party wao ni ishi turefo kupanga omutende barana abamu kuchita create yali ama structures nomba yali ama structures barepanga ni ishi they are preparing those structures for what reason we have to think twice because already abantu balerolere ntungurushi nomba bambita turafo entungurushi bambi bale amukuchita touch bali abantu which means in future we can create confusion pa grassroots so before finta fira basana chiteni mo intervene bara abantu bale for kupanga ma structures first fintu station fibe win because ayo nema weakness yakwe bati chitu abamu confusion waone nchitana na ikumana because ukule abambi first mukesa mfati wao na rai minina panturi kwa tama structures which is not it cannot happen nishto amboko naola ama votes so kwa to mutima omo barawa ntuno chukurandira na yena papapri mwana nefo mwalala nshanya mubike abantu bapanshi because bomu ingesa fumakti arenga abena Zambia baba disturb uko lero abantu ababiri takulelanga wino sana opo mpelele wa ambassador.
Hello. Mkwai. Bakola, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Mwabumbe nwa mwamba wezo.
Ndita yama.
Ure tumina kuno kumigodi.
Landeni po.
Nacharafu andande kutumashi wetu tatu. Aka kwambira po. Nacharafu ya kulanda pali kuchawama na kuba by election yonse ya rechiti kapa. Nacharafu kupela first advice kuri ba UPND. Ba UPND ili barera ndaba bamaiko satati wa president wesu ni banda 5 ma politics apano mbolo tule imwena ba mwamba tetu raona urendera mesha for up to 30 million kwacha no 35 no 40 kuri by election itaiko etenchito kubisha afata munyantiriro mwana wanshiwa chirendera manga chako bati bapangira mwa maskuru bapangira pona hospital Shirendalama kuti basapita na ma-election bwino kuchira bagula Shirendalama bambokola chitama laputa n'amalandi kuruza ya ma-individual. Nde mieba governance yaso irera ngapati ni under 5 ukupita ma-election na Shirendalama eshingi kubomba fie milimo chapwa notukura pera abantu amafisa kanwa ututwino tumingana tubasambiriro twabufi nde mieba tukisa barangati chachiri ni under 5. Icha namba 2 na chilafu okulanda sana pali leadership yeso. Leadership yeso ba Mwamba ofo ileka birwa sana ilefuaika sana ukutira trust ba building in each other. Because what I've come to understand is nefiri vechara ndo murumendo fya ma structures ifo yeshire ipamulando wako bati trust na ichepa. Ekeni bambyo kubomba in inclusiveness. Amongst wa PF bonse fie balingiro kwikala pamo baichefie babe sincere babe na transparent to each other so that babombere pamo ba PF nga baikatana kuchaba chintu kisuma sana. Leso ni imbire ya pali by election fumineko kuri ba opposition bambi bakalaba na ba binweo na bambi kwa bali muri by election ndeto trabake BF bali showing maturity ukusapota ba opposition banabo bonse abaishibi atina bakwata influence background ekeni tukwate fe candidate tumo so that tuchite overcome UPND nga mambo kula yava kala babeka ichaba ichebeka ba FDD beka na ba nani ba nundu na ba NCP beka ndemie batapali ko tukesa 2026 50+1 ikesa tushupa bebe libonse babe fesinsi akwati ba Fred Membe efo tulefuaika wabe sinsi akwati niba KBF. That's the kind of politicians who tulefu abadi mature not a politician yaba bilime to papa sana tulefu ya brother besu babwere kufifungo tulefu ama Zambianzi bakese ngo pera ama farmers impia shabo ma farmers bali churanga chakuba tina mwisho mwe bantu bebe ni abantu aba bapange chintu chimo na totera sana ba Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yes, good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Howard Mlenga calling from Leicester, United Kingdom.
Howard, make your contributions.
Mwamba wesu ama problems to kwete PF, it's because of the delaying the conference. Once the conference is conducted, I think ama problems wana kutonsa ama problems kutiapwa. The reason Avina Zumanizimba because wale monoko batinshita yapwa because there is need kukalafwa ikenshita kufukuta adopt members of parliament nama councillors and also selling the party. Like for example, ku Northern Province Kasama. Kukasama abantu bale pusha especially mu rural areas mu kasha bale pusha kwebati. Ngalishto wala imini na pebula twali kwato obwato. Mwamona, so can you see now a general election? So we need to have enough time so that we ambo kufeva abantu potuke minina. So if you maybe if you chitaba Zumanizimba na bapule who give you a man kuri ba PF so that watampe kutontonkanya because we need the conference as soon as possible so that we can have leaders. We already know I'm a front runners. Maybe there are 2 or 3. So why can't we have a conference even tomorrow so that we elect leaders so that first to follow we start doing other processes because the election is just a few months away. So I don't know why we are delaying. So conference can end all the problems as long as we continue delaying. I'm a problem here. Actually, even more serious problems will come. But once the conference is held, there are problems yakapwa. There is nothing wrong. Strategic campaign strategy kuimikama structures ma areas apsana. Now once if you candidates once except that tabata announce Number the problem may be the problem will be if what announce. Otherwise, there is no shani conduct. For example, structures maybe northern or southern province. But campaigns they have got people there, so those are structures as well. So only campaign strategy, there is nothing wrong with structures wherever, countrywide or wherever. It's a campaign strategy. So abantu ignorance yo so waifumyepueyo. But if we know abantu become structures, even everyone I can encourage Makebi Zulu, Valubinda, also kwatama structures. In fact, those structures will help us in general election. Let them also go and put them structures. There's nothing wrong about that one. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Keep on calling. Keep on calling. It could be late, but we have issues to discuss. Hakuna kulala. We have a country to save. Hakuna kulala. Hakuna kulala. Make your contribution. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, caller. Uh-oh. Hello, caller.
Hakuna kulala. Make your contribution. Hello?
Make your contribution.
Hello?
We can hear you. Make your contribution. Okay, I think he's suffering from bad network. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Daniel from Cape Town.
Daniel, make your contribution.
Good evening, Honorable Mwamba.
Make your contribution.
I think I heard your analysis on what has happened in PF. Now, just to add on that, the people that you've mentioned, including the MP that has won in Chawama, what has gotten him to that position is the experience and the patience that he has got through the years that he has waited to be MP. And then looking also at President Edgar Lungu, he also had waited, giving chance to other people that stood before him. So to what I've understood is all the people that you've mentioned have got experience in whatever they were doing. So this is what the PF needs. If we need to go ahead and prosper in what we are doing, let's use people with experience. Yes, we can have 2 or 3 people that are new and maybe they can bring in new ideas, but I'm thinking in politics, experience matters. Even the founder of PF, President Michael Sata, he had experience where he started from and where he ended. It was a journey that you could see that he used his experience. And giving the mantle to President Edgar Lungu, he saw the experience, like you mentioned, to say Edgar Lungu moved from UPND to PF. This applies to the people that campaigned in Chawama, which you acknowledged to say Honorable Kambwidi, Honorable Given Ruinda, and the others were there. I'm not saying we should forget the newcomers. They should add on, but let's look at the people that have got experience so that we know what we are fighting. And then about the conference, going to the conference, it is better, yes, to go there earlier, but I'm thinking again, we might be giving UPND an upper hand to play their Mingalato, knowing the person that is going to lead PF. PF is engraved in the people, so even in the last minute, if the person is chosen, people will know that this is the PF and they will vote for that person. So sometimes it's better to wait than choosing a leader who will be in and out of prison, given maybe fake cases and everything, propaganda will go there. Lastly, I just want to congratulate the PF for winning Chawama. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Continue to call. Let's hear your views about Chawama and the lessons to Kasama. Someone has written to me, Ambassador, you have not acknowledged that Zambia must prosper, played the key role in Chawama. They were also campaigning, and they even had some road shows. Indeed, I saw the yellow bees in Kasama. I saw KBF's team there. Thank you, Cora, for that reminder. Hello, Cora, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. London po, you seem to have bad network. London po wangu ni mwebani?
Kusamfia kun.
Mkwai.
Ama ilieri ashiria chitike kuchawama ba Mwamba wesu. Kale lilerango kutira. Namuishi abantu tabari pirona nomba. So mulango mfwa
Ya makulandeni. Yeah, hello, please speak. Oh, he really wants to contribute, but his network is failing him. Sorry. And he's calling from Mansa, and I understand network there is very, but you are got a 2G, and that's not good for our people in rural areas. They're still on 2Gs while the rest of the world is on now 5G. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Kamofe ko gadget bilimbi kusuka tualashanya kwa mwabombe ni akabiri ba Mwamba.
Endita.
So na chitiro kuti filefia chiti, we saw what happened kuchawama kulya. Kuno fwe na chimya mabimbi kuno. Twali mwene fia chitike kulya. Hello?
Yeah, my brother, just speak. Kindly speak. Sorry. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good, I don't know, evening or afternoon, Ambassador Mwamba.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My name is Uncle Jay. Yeah, my contribution is this. Chawama, what a sweet victory. What a sweet victory. It has actually given us a platform, a foundation, a stepping stone from which to bounce from. All right, but Chawama, that is the best gift you could have actually given to the ECL family. That is the best Maloshen Mukwai. And we are really, really grateful. And all the people on the ground for the great work that was actually done. We say congratulations to the team on the ground. This is what Zambians have already indicated, and Zambians have actually shown you. That voice that has come from Chawama is not just a lone voice. It is a voice that is actually coming from all the corners of Zambia. Everyone has actually felt, the relief. At least we have something to celebrate. We have been, Ambassador Mwamba, we have been bruised. We have been crushed. We have been abused. We have been a people that have been subjected, to serious abuse by this government. And for some reason, we really just wanted to breathe. And Chawama, in, the way it has come to indicate to the people that UPND is not infallible. These are human beings. They cannot determine, the outcome of an election, or should they decide who should be a leader And the same thing I want to inform the people is that God is indeed in control. He hears our cries. He hears the cries of the brothers and sisters that are in prison today for no reason. You know, the cries of members of parliament whose seats have been grabbed from them by this government, the cruelty of this government, the corruption going on in this government, you know, the grabbing of property that people wait for, you know, where this government has literally made it that if you own property, if you are not Hakainde Chilema, then you are a thief, because no one else should anything apart from, you know, Hakainde Chilema. This voice that has come from Chawama is a voice of protest, is a voice that says, yes, we stand strong. Yes, we may be abused, but we can still speak. We can still chart our destiny. It is not about the abuser, but it is about the will of the people. Power belongs to the people, and the people of Chawama have prevailed over cruelty, over abuse, over criminality. That is the sound that has come from Chawama. My lastly is this: let the opposition learn, especially to Nashala and Neka Party. Let them learn something. You know, let them learn something. Let them understand that people's hearts belong somewhere. And it is only through the collaboration, you know, swallow your pride, identify where you belong and the contribution that you can make. Marry yourself with people that have numbers so that together we can make a better Zambia. I'm so grateful, and thank you also, Ambassador Mwamba, for all you do and all you've done. It was actually God that, you know, allowed it, that you are in a place where you are able to allow people to voice out and breathe. Otherwise, what the enemy meant for evil, God has turned it to be a good tool to use for the liberation of Zambia. God bless you, my man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for those encouraging words. Callers, you can continue to call. We have still have a few minutes to hear from you before we close the program. We wanted to provide analysis. We started late because we had to allow our dear brother Brian Mundwile, who was launching a speaking platform, an interactive platform with his audience. I do this very often when we have a major issue. Last time I had to stand down my program because Makibi Zulu was at Prime TV. So you can call. We started late. I apologize, but thank you for the response, and you've been participating. As we look forward to Kasama, Kasama will be a difficult terrain. There are two constituencies. It will not be a parliamentary by-election. It's a mayoral by-election. And there are two seats in there, Kasama and Lukasha. Endita Mwabombeni.
Era ndakufendere pa TV nafiranga fya pavuta tu Mwamba. Icho fya abantu tabasumina. Kutira umuntu mutima w'abantu waba muri PF. So chomse cho basapota ba PF chire minina. No matter if bangafwana ngamenzo yaba UPND yaba pali ba PF. So bakalaba n'abashara bonse balya babusirango bare pakara so bafire fo bonse kwikatanira fechapamo. So that pakulwa na strong man zose turalandi. Abantu bari mpepera kubaja batore fo kwikatana because nabo munati ni opportunity. It is not a small nani umuntu okobati mwala murisha papeni. Mu challenge. Ile fo ikamwa kwata unity. Wino pakumu facing. Niko rayathi. So kulazi pakumu wina. Ufiro wa na maka because na kwata system. Na kwata power ili mino yakwe. So fyonse fira pakuba challenge mu 2026. Bafire bayikatena chapa muteko yafina kandara magobe bambi bakaventa bambi bakarwala BP tachire fo ko kurwala BP bayikatane fie so that jinga bayikatana chikese wawire then na ababene abachipita ba nani kala beshibe kutira ni PF lishina lya PF ili alenga libabike pala kuli ba FDD abo epite pa tikiti ya FDD beshi bataba na vira bale kwa tama 1 na 3 na mashani beshi bati na bena ngeko bali so bafiro kuishi bati weka establish betray ngefo bale tabusenga mu bika para gena establish yata file fwaika weka tane paka 2026 ya pita bwino ifo tule pepa kupepera ko chalo chesu no kupepera kwa ma leaders wezo bali tule fo abantu abako bati bakwete unity weka tale chapamo noto amakebi ukuba mundu bili ukuba given yuku ifira teso fila na to traba mama.
Thank you very much. Thank you, callers. Thank you. Let's pick your calls. I'll be winding down now. Have your say, call now that we can hear from you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, Honorable Mwamba. I'm just calling just to offer a word of advice.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, if you can list, if God willing, I know you're out there, you're helping us to get this information. But since we are looking to trim down the number of the presidential candidate of the PF, you people outside and those people who have been incarcerated before the likes of Akambwid and GBM, why can't you put down your presidential aspirant for now so that we can have a small number? We look at that. Because the number is too big, me, I feel that's where the confusion is coming from. The number is way too big just for one seat. We appreciate what you are doing, but just for your sacrifice, we'll be very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, callers. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Ambassador.
Mkwaiba Munkonge.
Before Nshiraranda Ambassador, before Munsteko collect, Bushe, Piali Chinja, Panpadiva, Kora Bamava Chirandati, Fifia structures, Baba Chiranda in the Negrolands. No man, therefore, Pabushe Ambassador, Piali Chinja, Piaqueva, Nene candidate. Nene, when Frena is to introduce more structures, Nangwa executive, Papa National, Eva Freba, and to introduce Kura, the candidate. Shaba Shan, Piali Chinja, Ukana, Womshamo distracted.
Yo, Nalaya Suka, Nalami Asuka, thank you.
Yeah, the ambassador from Japan for Branda. Pali Tonse Alliance. But PF Tatua Quatapo problem. Ambassador Mama Rishmano Kishon, Mama and Doquevat. Rafa, Femon for if you have one to, but it Tonton Kanyap. There is no way ambassador in one quite farm. No fundo will win on Sala. But no Mama Staff of invite Javan and Quevata, Wevan. Therefore, Queva to Mabomba Pamana. Since in Randin Quete Kursana, Tuambo Combera Pamonavana, and then they want to go to Pula, or go to Muria Fakavana Bridge. My Katana Chapam. Number when we know a farm off, but I was still invite to us, I Baba no Queva Jawe, while she nobody to it upon a farm. So 50% here and Tora Trapagati for Toras and there 50%. Mamueva na wonzera ngwabanai mwakane tafyarangenas na wino nishiri somebody amfafe ya kufayo kubule fyuma so ilia tonse alliance aba kwate chimonwa icho ba fyashwe suba rungu ba kwete pali ba opposition bako babika muinshiro kubasambilisha to benga sunga bena zambi baka sitamo benefit but bali ama self baraba kwata self interest Vena wakaba panish. Baraba uraira vision. Yavene veka tukabamona. So pali tonse. Ine na limona kwa stapavo wafia. Stapavo wafia oli onso ingaranda tinewo tonse. Ukwa vula PF. Upero muchinshi PF. Inshi yo tonse tapali yoko ingai.
Thank you, Amunkonge. Thank you. Thank you.
Akano upero muchinshi. PF, which means
of the good things that we have done. So that is speculation. Now let us talk about the realities. The suggestion that is maybe we're going to
most of us UPND MPs will not make it back. Really? Where is that coming from? Which opposition is going to remove us, first of all? Because it's non-existent, it's dead. The opposition is unable to offer a response to this government of the good things that we have done. So that is speculation. Now let us talk about...
Just hold on. Just hold on.
Of the good things that we have done. So that is speculation. Now let us talk about the realities. The suggestion that is maybe we're going to... Most of us UPND MPs will not make it back. Really? Where is that coming from? Which opposition is going to remove us, first of all? Because it's non-existent, it's dead. The opposition is unable to offer a response to this government of the good things that we have done. So that is speculation.
Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador. This is Mwamba from Livingstone.
Thank you, Mwamba.
Thank you. First thing first, Mwamba. I'm actually very happy today because of the victory from Chawama. And
Yes,
equally,
indeed.
I saw how you followed up that those elections. I think the entire country is proud of what has happened in Chawama. And we are so proud of the people of Chawama, including the campaign team there. Now, we're looking at the lessons that we've learned from Chawama and here. Achikonka program, you know, especially in regards to Tonte Alliance, as regards to how Avena Zumani are trying so hard to destabilize the Patriotic Front. I mean, the Tonse Alliance. And in Namland, the Tonse Alliance is a project of the Patriotic Front, meaning that the PF is the anchor party there, so no matter what happens, unless we change the constitution. Now, in this Chawama elections by Mwamba, the UPND, they have been saying that there is no longer opposition in Zambia. So Shishibe aba winning Nganibanan, Kaibalanda Takawa opposition. Meaning that the psychological tactic for Zambians has already not been cancelled. That one has been cancelled. And then the other thing is that by UPND now remember that recently the president Wallet in Choma mentioned that Jama farmers were for government had parent mama banks repera farmers. But kuno Livingstone bare forera bank bare forera pari queue and the queue kana tairenda abengi bare lokwafe kumfura. So shishibe bare to take abantu baba. And I think now Vasco Kurichawa Mukova 2 feet, 30 women abantu. And then the other thing about Mommy from the Fokulanda Poko Chirati Chawama, actually the victory goes to Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu and the family. Chawama is a very emotional. The Chawama by-election was one of the most emotional by-elections I've ever witnessed. Because this is a by-election whereby speaker na Itali, bari Itali kapantu pabiri. Muri ruling ya first speaker barandiro ko bakutirati tasira kabwera fe ku parliament 2 weeks after kuship. But later on bamwikata futi no mulandu kwebati aikara sana ku South Africa. The same speaker. So even in the manner in which that seat was nullified, I think it was very, very unfair to Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu and the family. So something that is of consolation about Mwamba that Chawama Yaisa Kuton's Alliance, an initiative that was done by His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu. That's why we are saying that PF and FDD, we have not just bonded during these elections, we have also bonded in spirit because the manner in which Nawaki Wafuide, the manner by Edgar Lungu Wafuide, Chonse Shalimpa Sharofyengo, and both of them Wafuide very, very sad people. and umupashwa Edgarungu na nombala turashik. So it has demonstrated that that special purpose vehicle is really going to work for the people of Zambia. Otherwise, this is a congratulations to everyone, and these elections must give hope to the Zambians to say, but tactic yama election they have been demonstrated and then I'm also thanking the professionalism of our police. I think our police na bena na bamonoke bokutira ati bafurifiwa isafe kubantu. I could see how they were trying to correct ama wrongdoings ya refokuleta imingara tushaba neswa. So ayupendi bafuriwa ishiboko bokutira ati yabombe abantu. So abantu na bafumako abantu yabe ni ba police ni ba ICZ bonse na bomfa pressure iri pacharo bamamba program yenu ya kupemena po.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba. I'll be anonymous.
Yes, anonymous.
I agree with the last caller was just called. And I'm finding out about I am differences among the opposition leaders. Sometimes people can disagree to agree, but we remain prayerful that in the long run we'll settle. For me, what has happened in the Tulelanda Post situation, currently by-election, is a litmus paper, an indicator of what is forthcoming. So, Tule paper fiati, the organizers, leaders, the people of Zambia have shown you what is in their minds. So let us, we are counting on you that you keep on supporting us by getting organized and provide a roadmap. That is the only thing that Zambians are waiting, is a roadmap to be provided by the opposition leader. So once you do that, you see how they move or be. I submit.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, callers. Thank you for your contribution. I think it's time we closed the program.
Of the good things that we have done. So that is speculation. Now let us talk about the realities. The suggestion that is maybe we're going to do, most of us UPND MPs will not make it back. Really? Where is that coming from? Which opposition is going to remove us, first of all? Because it's non-existent, it's dead. The opposition is unable to offer a response to this government of the good things that we have done. So that is speculation. Now let us talk about...
Very good with the boss. I'm a glass to me. Oh, I'm a glass.
18,096 votes were cast. I therefore declare that the said Nundo Bright B to be this day duly elected as Member of Parliament.
With love, Etambuyo Katota reports.
These people who misconduct themselves, who misbehave themselves, particularly if they are members of the party, they are the ones who damage the name of the party.
My country Santa, rest in peace. Abana babyo bari umwana wa Sara Edgarungu kwali Chester Kamata Kindange Sonda Nakasake mwali uyo alalila uyo Chikongo mwikade uyo alalila mayo Chikongo mwikade Ashala la 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 na chikula Apo Lungu, Ai munomba kusonda po Kali filo ngoma vaishika Wasata watata twali lubuka Mwazushira eti garungu Nena yuni mwana wa mulungu Wauni numba kukalale Vashobele numba wanalale Manifesto ikali PF Bambia bafiko pomaefu Shimone misebo bali anshika Masikuzi kumishi yalifika Hospitals mchalo bali panga Shopping mozi yemayo Chikongo yeah Chocho Ingane Poeti galungu Chesta Chipwanyeko Apomule vito Vane venu mumu vitepo Kiyopo pele mune pele Vane venu mumu paleko Chikongo Chikwite Chakwalungu Chikwite 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 Somebody baba baba Chibikanda Bela Loma Boy Uyo
Hello, caller, my dear sister. Make your contribution. You are our last caller.
Nameless here. Mwamba, congratulations. Congratulations to everybody. To temo na ngabantu balera ndati ni dionko.
Mkwai.
Dionko. Anyway, congratulations to those who have actually brought back the seat to where it belonged. Yeah, you know, if people do not believe spiritual miracles, they should for once. Ichivemba chitirati univasa lwa mnove talwali ngokudisha ngoma nachwa masana sana na tutemwe chini. Anyway, Mwamba, just listening to your analysis, surely the opposition should get back to their minds, yeah, and bury their differences, yeah, if they wish to win the longest race, which is closer to everyone's footstep. Yeah, only by working as a team, Mwamba, I think they can do something really. Yeah, and you know, all I can say is that if they could just put up the common ideas that can give a good development within the organization, then things could work out. In my view, transparency is key in such a huge organization. Patience also plays a big role. You know, it's a fisherman a while to fish one fish. This is one thing they should know. Anyway, I don't have much to say this evening. I'm just saying thank you so much for this, Dionko. Thank you.
Thank you, Maya. Thank you. That was our last caller, and we close the program today. We'll see you on Sunday. I've got a special guest on Sunday, sorry. So on Sunday, I've got a special guest. Mr. Puta from Canada is here on Sunday. Tune in, you'll see more information, but we have a special guest from Canada, a senior in our country who settled in Canada, was a minister in Ontario. Is it Ontario? Yeah, and he does offer valuable advice during this period. So we are hosting him on Sunday. On Monday, we have lawyer Frank Guava. He'll be here also. There's a special matter we are discussing. So God bless you, and thank you for all your support, and thank you for listening to us. You make the program, and to all the callers, thank you very much. I've tried as much as possible to make this program interactive for people to breathe through. It takes 2 hours, it takes all this, but essentially our program is for 1 hour. The rest is for your participation. So God bless you, and we'll speak to you later.
We bring you guests that challenge the narrative, unveil what power hides, and spark national debate, speaking truth to power, from the grassroots to the highest offices. EMV.